Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up, as the young and the restless Victor has sought to destroy our enemy Jack once again. We've thought, and more than once, dude, come on, chillax. All Jack did was risk his own sobriety in hopes of convincing his nemesis, sometime wife Nikki, to climb back on the wagon. That seems more like a reason for Victor to express gratitude than exact revenge. But Braeden, who has played the Black Knight since 1980, sees it differently. In fact, he is able to see it from his iconic character's perspective. Victor gets even with people, and he has not forgiven that night of debauchery between Jack and Nikki. In May, he tells TV Insider, "Night of debauchery. Come again." Yeah, though viewers know very well that all Jack and Nikki did was go on the bender to end all benders. Victor thinks hanky-panky went on, and Victor doesn't forgive or forget that. Braden himself loves the twist, as it allows him and longtime co-star Peter Bergman to go toe-to once more as Victor weaponizes Jack's own son against him. They may be able to see for a moment here and there one another's perspective. Bergman told Soaps.com in 2022, "But generally speaking, I don't get that guy. And I don't like what guys like that stand for. That's what stands in their way, again and again." When you think of the young and the restless, one character is inescapable. Victor Newman. The mustache, as he's often referred to due to his iconic facial hair, is a figure whose presence looms large over the fictional world of Geno City. But in many ways, Victor's actions are often what fuel the drama that keeps viewers tuning in year after year, making him one of the most complex and controversial characters in soap opera history. His rivalry with Jack Abbott is one of the central tensions on the show, and it is through these ongoing battles that we truly see what makes Victor tick. Braeden, who has portrayed Victor for over 40 years, understands the character better than anyone, and in a recent interview, he offered a unique perspective on why Victor's need for revenge against Jack Abbott is not only justified, but integral to the character's psyche. In Braden's eyes, Victor's relentless pursuit of justice, as he defines it, is more than just about power. It's a defense of what he believes is rightfully his, and a means of protecting his legacy and family. To understand Braden's justification, we need to look at the long-standing animosity between Victor and Jack. Their feud dates back to the early days of the young and the restless, when Jack, with his ambitious and cutthroat business acumen, often found himself at odds with Victor's more old-school approach to family and business. Over the years, the rivalry has seen betrayals, manipulations, and many high-stakes confrontations. Whether it's over business deals, romantic entanglements, or personal vendettas, both characters have used every weapon at their disposal to undermine the other. At the heart of their feud is the way they each view success. For Jack, it has always been about achieving personal success and recognition, often through his own ambition, with little regard for the emotional costs to those around him. Victor, on the other hand, sees his empire as an extension of his legacy, a symbol of his hard work and determination, and as something to protect fiercely, not just for himself, but for his family. Victor's belief in family loyalty and protecting his loved ones is central to his motivations. Over the years, Jack has repeatedly crossed boundaries that Victor sees as unforgivable, whether it's attempting to take control of Newman Enterprises or betraying Victor's trust in various business dealings. And for someone like Victor, who prizes loyalty above all else, these acts are viewed not just as business setbacks, but as personal betrayals. For Braden, this is the driving force behind Victor's vengeance. In the interview, Braeden explained that Victor doesn't see his actions as mere revenge, but rather as a form of justice. To Victor, Jack is a symbol of all the things he despises, a man willing to manipulate and use others for his own gain without any regard for loyalty or fairness. When Jack crosses the line, especially when it involves undermining his family or betraying his trust, Victor believes that the scales of justice must be righted. Victor's not doing it just for the sake of revenge. He's doing it because he feels that Jack has wronged him, and he has to balance the scales. Braden explained, Victor sees Jack as a threat to everything he's built, his empire, his family, and so he takes it personally. That's what drives him. This notion of justice is deeply ingrained in Victor's worldview. He doesn't believe in forgiveness, especially when it comes to betrayal. For him, Every action has consequences, and the people who wrong him must be held accountable. In Victor's eyes, his actions toward Jack are not just about retaliation, but about maintaining order in his own world, which he believes is the right thing to do. Braden also touched upon Victor's obsessive need for control, a trait that has defined him throughout the years. For Victor, control isn't just about power. It's about stability, security, and the ability to protect those he loves. Whether it's through his iron grip on Newman Enterprises or his ability to manipulate the people around him, Victor's drive for control stems from a deep-seated fear of vulnerability. In contrast, Jack's approach is more unpredictable. Jack has a loose sense of loyalty, and his ambition often puts him in conflict with Victor's more rigid principles. When Jack challenges Victor's control, whether it's through business maneuvers or personal interference, it threatens the very foundation of everything Victor has worked to build. Braden believes that this clash between the two characters is what makes their rivalry so compelling. Jack doesn't understand Victor's need for control. Jack is a more freewheeling kind of guy, and that drives Victor mad. Braden explained, Victor's need to maintain power isn't just about being a ruthless businessman. It's about preserving the security of his family and his legacy. Jack doesn't understand that. In this sense, Victor's revenge on Jack is not just a personal vendetta, but an assertion of dominance over a world that he believes is constantly trying to pull him down. To Victor, every move Jack makes is an attempt to destabilize what he has worked so hard to build, and that, in Victor's mind, is a threat that must be eliminated. Finally, Braden emphasized that Victor's actions are often driven by his desire to leave behind a lasting legacy. Over the years, Victor has built an empire, accumulated wealth, and formed an influential family, all of which he views as an extension of himself. But Victor also knows that, as time passes, his empire is vulnerable. In his mind, Jack Abbott represents a force that threatens the stability of the Newman legacy, which is why Victor is so willing to engage in such extreme measures to protect it. For Braden, the idea of legacy is something that deeply resonates with the character. Victor doesn't just want to be remembered for his business acumen, he said. He wants his children, his family, and his company to continue on after he's gone. That's why he goes to such lengths to secure his place in history. In this context, revenge on Jack is not just about punishing a foe. It's about securing the future of his family and his empire. To Victor, these actions are justified because they ensure that his legacy will remain intact and that his children will be able to carry on his work, without the threat of someone like Jack Abbott coming in and tearing it all apart. In the end, Eric Braden's justification of Victor's revenge on Jack Abbott comes down to a clash of worldviews. Jack represents a more chaotic, self-interested approach to life and business, while Victor embodies a more rigid, familial sense of loyalty and control. Each sees the other as a threat to everything they hold dear, and that's what fuels the ongoing conflict between them. As viewers, we may not always agree with Victor's methods, but we can understand his motivation. For Victor, revenge is not just about personal satisfaction. It's about preserving his world, his family, and his legacy. In the world of the young and the restless, where power dynamics and family ties are constantly shifting, Victor Newman's relentless pursuit of justice, as defined by his own set of rules, is what continues to drive him and keeps us watching.